Welcome to another episode of Barman Saturdays, and this way I say look at the Jungle Bunch, the movie. And yeah, if you can't guess, this is actually based off of a cartoon series. A French cartoon series. Not to say anything about the French, but in terms of the animation, I feel a bit, I don't know, like it was lackluster. Mostly because the penguin characters are so simplistic in how they're designed. I mean, they just don't really stand out that much. And I know that CGI penguins can look better considering Surf's Up and Happy Feet and stuff like that, so I don't understand why the penguin design here is so simple. Unless this is aimed at very, very little kids. And that might make some sense of why the plot and stuff is so simplistic. Really, the villains in this movie have no real depth to them at all. They just decide to enslave a penguin village one day just cuz. There's nothing else really offered to us as an explanation for this, which really annoys the crap out of me. I hate when villains aren't given any clear goal or motivation for anything they do. Simply taking over the village and then enslaving the people to get you fish is not much of an end goal. And you think the walruses would have greater ambitions to them than simply, we want people to get us food because we're too lazy to go hunt ourselves. Not to mention, how are the walruses supposed to keep in shape, or are they just counting on the fact they're going to be really, really fat to keep the penguins in line? It also gets weird considering that the movie basically establishes early on that Tiger hatched from an egg that was tossed aside by the walruses as a way of telling the penguins why they should obey them early on in the movie. Yet this means the walruses have been in charge for years, and yet the penguins are almost instantly roused to fighting as soon as Tiger asks for it after getting their eggs back. If these penguins are so easily roused by simply overcoming the walruses once by outsmarting them, you think they would be more ready to fight back. I mean, it's like they have no fighting spirit at all, and all of a sudden they just get it so quickly. Not to mention they were trained in a whole 2 days. There's just, I guess, oddities going on there. I guess they're trying to work within the limitations of telling a simple story so the kids can follow it, but it just ultimately makes for a story that's just very uninteresting and feels underdeveloped. Stories need good villains. Otherwise, they're just very boring to watch as the heroes go through the motions of defeating the villains, whether it be through outsmarting them or out fighting them. There just isn't enough here in terms of an antagonistic force that can be interesting to an older audience. As far as the characters themselves go, I have ups and down feelings about. I feel mixed about them as a whole. I mean, I like Maurice because to some extent because he is a delusional fool that thinks he's a great warrior, yet he's just a bumbling idiot that gets lucky constantly. Sort of reminds me of the irresponsible Captain Tyler, only Tyler was at least competent when he wanted to be. He just preferred to play the bumbling idiot most of the time because he just didn't really care. This Miguel, I really don't like his character at all. He's just a big, dumb, strong idiot, and that's really all he has going for him. The Warthog's the worst, though. Or Boar. Whichever. He just likes to sing a whole ton. Especially about his hair. He leads us in a musical number at one point, but the musical number itself isn't very engaging. So you have basically one major musical number and a whole bunch of singing lines that are just sung for no apparent reason other than it's meant to be some sort of character joke that this hog sings, and he sings a lot, and he likes to take care of his hair because he thinks he's like Elvis Presley or something. And it gets irritating after a while. The frogs, well, they're sort of just there. The Tarser, again, sort of just there unless they have a plot point reason to use them, like we need you to observe things with your superior vision or be the seeing eye take Hamill for a bat that's got vertigo issues with flying, which is unreal. And honestly, that just feels like a not a nod to Balto. I'm not sure if that's what they were going for, but it definitely reminds me of the two polar bears that can't swim. Are there any good things going for it? Or the penguin. Seriously, a penguin that believes himself to think he's a tiger and he's training his son, who's a tiger fish. Being king of the jungle is just sort of funny in and of itself. But as a movie, the way it's told, it's just not engaging enough to be worth your time. This is something I'd say just pass on if you see it. Maybe the TV series is better, but this movie is just a bland, forgettable experience that people shouldn't bother with. Until next time, then. See ya.
Banzai!